Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing the first video of my season preview, guys. Yes, it's finally about that time for me to get back on this channel, get back to uploading, and start making some quality content for this channel. But first off, guys, what I want to say before we start anything is what you guys please sure leave a like and subscribe, and yeah, share this so like everybody can get my opinion and you can get your opinion basketball out. And, tell me if you think this is going to be the worst team in the basketball. Because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going from 30 all the way up to 1. The team that I think is the best team in basketball. Now, for me personally, I took a long time to really think about this because I didn't want to just say any other old team. Because I do think a lot of teams got a lot better this season. But ultimately, I did think the worst team this season would most definitely be the Detroit Pistons, as the Detroit Pistons, to me, outside of having Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham. Now, I understand last season why they were the worst team was statistically because Cade Cunningham basically didn't play any of it that season, and they got James Wiseman late. I do think they'll be better this season, but ultimately, my entire take on that is that basically, they're looking forward to Jaden Ivey becoming some elite player on the offensive side of the ball, becoming a good point guard who can pass and score the ball. He showed a lot of upside last season, especially considering it was his first season. I really like what I saw from him. When it comes down to somebody like a Cade Cunningham, I think he's already showed us that he has the ability to score. He's really good on defense, kind of-ish, and he has a really good feel for the game overall. He's a decent passer who can make plays and whatnot, so I think that's actually going to benefit him for the majority of his career, as I don't think he will be all spent on the Pistons, considering that I do think the Pistons did do a good job in drafting Jaden Ivey, but that backcourt is kind of, we'll see what it do. We'll see what it does, but ultimately, you get what I'm saying here. It just doesn't pan. But luckily last season they were lucky enough to get James Wiseman, a center that honestly has been catching it ever since he was on the Warriors. And honestly, I just think James Wiseman honestly was just not in the right position for him to, product. I mean, the Warriors offense is one of the hardest offenses to, catch on to. So I mean, in James Wiseman's case, or, I guess the guy just really didn't have what it took to, adjust. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff to do. Outside of this, though, there's a lot of very iffy players on the roster. Players that honestly, yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't even know. So honestly, let me just not even talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, this team right now is betting on James Wiseman to become a key piece, and not just a key piece, breakout season next year, which would actually probably lift them up. But ultimately, what I really want to talk about is why I put the Pistons all the way back on 30 instead of higher. If you are a Pistons fan, I'm sorry, but the reason why I did this was pretty simple. Outside of James Wiseman, Jaden Ivey, and Kay Cunningham, y'all know y'all really don't got much working up in there. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And ultimately what that leads to is me having to say the facts. The facts are these, and you just have to go with them. There are better teams than them now this season, especially the Houston Rockets. And I initially wanted to put the Houston Rockets at like 30, and I'm pretty sure they won't make it past 28. But the thing is like with the Houston Rockets, they have Jaden Ivey, they got Dylan Brooks, so they got some defense. You know what I'm saying? They got Jabari Smith. He kind of shows something a little. He showed some little stuff. You know what I'm saying? He showed a little bit. Um, they got some good players to put around them. They got Fred VanVleet, a pretty good point guard who can kind of pass the ball really good. He's a good scorer. But this video, isn't about, the Houston Rockets. But, what I'm saying? Like, they got some upgrades. And those upgrades kind of, make them a lot better to me. Better than the Detroit Pistons, ultimately, who are missing, to me, a concrete superstar. I think Cade Cunningham has the ability to become one. It's just that the thing is we didn't see him all last season, and that was a season that he could have used, increased production to play better, to be better. They got Bodan Bogdanovic, who can shoot the three really well. He's really good at that. So yeah, I will bring that back up for the Pistons. I do think he is a really good shooter. He really was the key piece of their offense last season for the majority of the season. Like, if you ever actually watched any Pistons games, which I actually did watch, he made the games kind of closeness when you don't have Cade Cunningham playing. But Cade Cunningham is definitely what they're betting on to become like some superstar level player, which I think he actually can do, which is what they're hoping on. I hope they're also hoping that James Wiseman was just having a lot of troubles on the Warriors, and that's why he wasn't that good. And hopefully he's not some bust. He just really couldn't fit their offensive, desires, and that's just kind of, what had to happen there. But yeah, that's why I have the Pistons at 30. I know a lot of y'all might be thinking, well, how good do you think the Spurs are? And honestly, I'm just gonna be real with you. I don't know how far the Spurs are getting either. I mean, when you look at all the other teams in the league, I mean, it gets to a concrete point where I get a little confused, and I think you can make a couple of arguments, but I think ultimately the Pistons will be the worst team in the league next season. So yeah, guys, this is up for this video, and I think I've given a pretty good reasoning. I like what I see on the roster. It's just that there's no concrete superstar. People still need to develop a lot on that roster for me to start saying things of good things and whatnot, and they might even need to make a trade for a player that might just push them over the edge. So, yeah, thanks for watching this video. And, yeah, this is the first video of my season preview. I'm going to be covering every single NBA team and ranking them so that you can understand, like, where I'm placing them. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See ya.